Just quieten down, baby.
Per capita export value.
Libraries. Minister, are you embarrassed by your behavior today?
There's a lot of bleeding hearts around.
Do you have the fortitude or the gonads to stand up and come across here and say that to me, you son of a bitch?
Just watch me.
He certainly went too far, Mr. Speaker, when I saw him stick his tongue out.
Contemptuous disregard.
More than a slab of bacon talking here.
The disappointment you also feel is my responsibility.
I lost my temper.
What is the nature of your thoughts?
The word was FART.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Canadian Politics is Boring, a podcast where a Welsh immigrant, Reese, educates an ignorant Canadian, Jesse. About Canadian politics. But I think that's a given with the name of the podcast, Jesse.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Thanks, Reese. Reese is like, yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah. Jesse's currently staying for free.
That was fun.
Jesse's inconveniently turned up at Howie's house and refuses to leave.
Refusing to leave. That's right.
And threatened a dirty protest if they try and remove him. So
a dirty protest where I remove.
So we're trying to make Howie feel better by letting him be on the episode quickly.
Yeah, and just run around his house screaming naked until he calms down and lets me stay again for another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, Jesse, what's new with you? What's new, pussycat? Whoa.
As I had mentioned in our episode for our special friends, our Patreon episode, I am in Toronto for the Toronto International Film Festival. And I got here on a train last night. Very long train, but I like trains. It was fun. I think they bumped me up from economy to business class. It's kind of really nice. I don't know why, but I wasn't going to complain. And then I got off the train and I couldn't get an Uber. So it was really kind of funny. The taxi cabs are like they're like sharks. They swarm you. Like if they see you walking down the street with luggage, they'll slow down next to you, right? And just kind of pull in beside you, and you kind of
go, hey, beautiful, do you need a ride? And you're like,
essentially. As soon as I got off out of the train station, they started catcalling me. I'm not maybe not catcalling, but like, hey, Cap, do you want a cab? Do you want a cab? Hey, you over there, do you want a cab? Hey, do you want I'm not kidding. This happened.
You look like you need a cab.
Right. And so the Ubers, they wouldn't show up. They kept canceling because this is where all the taxis hang out. It's the taxis gang area, right? And so I'm like,
taxi gang.
I guess I couldn't get an Uber. So I just kind of looked over in this taxi that's just been sitting there waiting for me, I guess, to finally realize that I can't get an Uber because this is taxi land. I'm just like, yeah, are you available? He's like, oh yeah. And he gets up and he opens up his trunk and he makes room in the back for his groceries or something for my luggage. And then he takes me and starts driving in the opposite direction. And I'm looking at the maps. I'm like, oh, I guess he has to go forward a little bit and then to a U-turn. I don't know, Toronto. It's all weird roads and shit, and there's construction everywhere. But after a little bit, I'm like, I think you're going in the wrong direction. And he's like, no. I know this city like the back of my hand. I've been driving this for 23 years. And I'm not going to name the actual street, but let's just say I was like, yeah, I want you to drive me to Blither Avenue. Yeah, we're going to Blither Avenue. Absolutely. Blither Avenue. Here we go. And okay. And for 20 fucking minutes, I'm watching on Google Maps as he drives me in the opposite direction of where I need to go. And he's like, here you are, Blither Avenue. And I lean out the window. I'm like, that's Glither with a G, not a B. And he leans out and oh, damn. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, I'm like, fuck. So then he drives me all the way back to my actual destination that I had to show him on Google Maps. And then he's all embarrassed, but we joke that he's giving me a tour of a midnight tour of Toronto, suburban Toronto, and all the construction that's happening. And he finally gets back and he wasn't going to charge me, but I gave him $20 for gas for whatever. So that was my first experience.
At what point did you think this is murder? I'm going to get murdered.
He was joking about it.
At what point did you go, in 2 years' time, I'm going to be in several true crime podcasts?
No, but like he started joking about that to me.
I bet you think I'm going to murder you.
Yes, like he's like, your friend is texting you, I bet you, all the time. Like, where are you? Where are you? Have you been murdered? Ha ha ha. You know, I'm like, yeah, that's funny. Oh, that's good.
I bet they'll call me the taxi killer. That kind of thing. God. Anyway. Well, do you know the worst travel story? Do you see that aeroplane that had to land because of diarrhea?
No. What?
So,
no.
Somebody on the plane was racing up the aisle to go to the bathroom because they had diarrhea, and it leaked all the way up the length of the aisle.
That's disgusting.
And the plane had to. It was 2 hours into a flight from America to Spain, and it had to turn around and land
because the smell was so bad from the.
They described it as an emergency biohazard.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's horrifying.
Yeah, so could be worse.
Wow. But it was in the news. That's even more horrifying.
Imagine that poor person.
Do you know who it is? Let's shout him out.
I don't know. I don't. Imagine they're probably trying to keep it. Yeah.
I know. That's the cool. That's the joke.
Okay. Barry diarrhea.
Wow.
Oh,
that's
good.
Gross. What's going on in your life, Reese? Did I even mention why I'm in Toronto? I'm here for the film festival.
Yeah, you did. You're at the film festival. I know.
Okay, yeah.
I'm actually. I'm getting ready for the Atlantic International Film Festival.
I'm also going to be getting ready for. I'm going back. I mentioned that before. I've got a film on the 20th.
Yeah,
it's called Payback, and a short film feature.
Because my company is sponsoring the awards, and I'm helping make the podcast as part of the sponsorship deal. So I got to go and schmooze people as a sponsor.
Dude,
what's that?
Poor fucking man. Oh God.
I know. I got to drag myself to about 6 cocktail parties.
Oh, yeah.
What new hell? Anyway, so
we all feel really bad for you, man.
So, Jesse, do you want us to do a content?
Yeah, let's do a content. Let's do some of the content that people seem to like so much.
This episode's called "Only Rich Prime Ministers."
Oh, do you know we talked about, like, I don't know if you guys are following the Anna Ganesh mystery from like a number of months ago.
We covered this weeks ago.
Months ago.
Yeah, no, we kind of drew a line into that story months ago.
I think we did, where we're just like
trying to do the content.
Oh, fine. I was just gonna say we figured, we're pretty sure that it's pretty much all coming from the States, because like our numbers continue to grow in the general region of Heatherton or Heatherton. I don't know what it's. I think it's Heatherton, which is just like a tiny population, and it's larger than any place in all of Canada that listens to us. It's really funny. So welcome, any United States new listeners.
Welcome.
Oh, and by the way, shout out to
welcome United States listeners. We love your diarrhea plane.
Welcome, shout out to Portugal. As well as the Philippines. We've got a nice healthy dose of new listeners in there this month.
Nice.
So it's kind of cool. If you're listening from those countries, just saying hi. Say hi back. It's good. Write us an email or send us a speak pipe. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Do the content.
Right.
Let's go.
So Only Rich Prime Ministers is the name of this episode.
Only Rich Prime Ministers.
Have you ever heard of a young boy called Peter McKay?
I have not heard of Peter McKay.
So Peter Gordon McKay is a Canadian lawyer and politician. He was a member of Parliament from 97 to 2015, where he was the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Minister of National Defence, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and he was in the cabinet under Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
You know I don't care about this shit.
So I'm just interested in giving you context of who Peter. So Peter McKay ran to be leader of the Conservatives a while back.
Okay.
And one thing I do,
like 2015, you're saying?
Sorry?
What year?
What year did he run? Hang on. He ran in the 2020 Conservative leadership race.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Against which Aaron O'Toole won. Peter McKay.
Okay. Peter McKay. Okay.
Peter McKay. So that was 2020. So that was like 3 years ago. And I saw a newspaper article, and it basically said, after 3 years, Peter Peter Kay. Peter Kay is a British comedian. After 3 years, Peter McKay says he's finally paid off his $1.7 million in leadership debts.
What does that mean?
So you have to pay to run as leader for a political party. So former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, country singer George Canyon has all both helped him pay off his debts. So his campaign to run as leader, and including his entrance fee, came to 1.7 million, which he had to repay.
You don't have to pay to what? So hold on. So what do you have to pay to run for? Like if
you want to run to be leader of a party, a political party, each party charges fees.
To run? Just to try to get elected?
To try and get elected as the party leader, not necessarily as an MP, but just to lead that party.
That doesn't make any fucking okay. I don't.
So
all right.
So basically, Conservatives set an entrance fee. The entrance fee to replace Andrew Scheer was $200,000, along with a refundable compliance deposit of $100,000.
And that's just if you run. You don't even have to
just to run to replace them as the leader. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also Doug Ford to run as the progressive conservative leader in Ontario. His fee was $100,000. 2009, the federal Liberal leadership race was $90,000.
Wow.
And also the Ontario Liberal Party was 75,000. However,
you get voted in from the public? Like, how does that?
Not from your party. The party members vote you in.
The party member, okay.
Yeah. In 2003, Jean Chrétien, who I can't say.
Jean Chrétien?
Jean Chrétien, yeah.
That's Jean Chrétien.
So he was the sitting prime minister, but when he was originally took part to run as Liberal leader in '93, it was only $10,000, which was refundable.
Okay, so why did this guy rack up $1.7 million?
It was the entrance.
If it was $200,000,
it was the entrance fee.
You said the entrance fee was $200,000.
Yeah, but this was also the campaign, the costs of the campaign of like flying around the place, talking to people, having glitter fall from above with balloons, that kind of stuff.
See, I thought this is where you got donations from people who are interested, from large corporate lobbyists who want you to keep their interests in mind if and when you get voted in. And so, like, I just assumed that, people running for politics are just making bank left, right, and center, and none of it's coming out of their own goddamn pockets.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't. So
I would assume this is a very accurate assumption. I would assume this assumption. Yep. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. He had to find donations to cover the cost, but he said it was not easy, to say the least. It was a very heavy burden to carry after the result of the leadership. To be informed that we were in that much debt was a shock to me. So I don't think he realized how much they were kind of like keeping the receipts.
I don't understand. So hold on. I guess did he pay for this himself?
No, this would have been done through donations and through the party, I guess.
So the donations, it's not debt.
Yeah, but he owed the Conservative Party $1.7 million after his leadership campaign.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay. I'm confused.
I don't quite understand it, but that's just so.
Let's try to hold on. Let's try to.
So McKay's leadership race was held under federal election law that gives candidates 3 years to raise enough donations to pay off campaign debts. If they don't, the consequences can include fines and even jail time.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. So Peter McKay, is that his name?
Yeah.
Peter McKay, he wanted to run for MP.
For leader of the Conservative Party.
Sorry, leader of the Conservative Party. And they're like, okay, that's going to cost you $200,000. And he's like, great. I'm going to get some lobbyists of some dirty, filthy corporations, the grosser the better, to give me money so that I can pay you guys to run. And they're like, that's great, man. We'll do whatever the fuck you want. We don't care. And he did it. And he got all this money, and he got like just millions of dollars, or 1.7 millions of dollars, which the majority of which he spent on glitter and champagne for his campaign. And he had 3 years to pay off this $200,000 debt to the Conservatives just to do this. And I guess he like just promised money to everybody, and he just spent $1.7 million without actually paying any of his bills or any of his debts. And then at the end of the campaign, he lost, and he's like, fuck me, I'm $1.7 million in debt because I didn't pay anybody. Is that what happened?
I don't know. That's an internal accounting thing.
Because like if it's all donations, in order to just run to be for conservative leader and to like pay for your parties as you do them, like, let's go have a party and raise, kiss babies and all that shit.
Maybe there was a Conservative Party credit card he kept putting it on. I don't know.
I guess it's weird if you're getting donations and then spending those donations. Where's the debt racking up to the point where he's now like, oh, thank God I'm free of this debt? Like where? Oh, Howie has something to say.
Hang on 2 seconds.
Oh.
Sorry, hang on, Jesse. I'll come back now. Hang on. Sorry, I'm back. Sorry, Howie, what was your question?
What happened? You okay?
No, I had to take the pie out of the oven.
You had to take the pie out of the oven.
What was Howie's question?
Yes, Howie, what do you want to say about that?
In regards to donations and money, in regards to also Jesse's point about corporate lobbyists, we really do not have that kind of system in Canada as the Americans do. Like there's not, 5 lobbyists for every MP. And especially when it's an internal party race where you're going for the leadership of the party and not a seat, like a general election. Basically, from my understanding, is McKay borrowed a lot of money from private individuals like Stephen Harper, Tim Houston, even Condoleezza Rice, the former Secretary of State during the Bush administration. So that's actually personal financial debt that he would have to take on. Now, if he became the leader, there is that possibility that he could pay that back with the Conservative credit card. But because he lost, that is personal financial debt.
Oh, there we go.
Wow. Thank you, Howie. That was
I think I've found
oddly informative for this show.
Yeah, a new co-host just for me.
Someone who actually knows what they're talking about. It's weird. Now and then we get actual facts on this show. There you go.
Well, that's good.
A special treat for everybody out there who's been listening for 3 years. Facts.
Exactly.
Neat.
Also, back in 1976, Joe Clark ran for the PC leadership race, and it was just a $500 good faith deposit that would be refunded to enter.
When was this? 1976?
76, yeah. Which is
$500.
$500, yeah. Which is refunded.
Refunded $500. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, but the thing is that what the point of this is that it highlights how expensive it is to run to be the leader of a party, which is the only way to become prime minister. So you've either got to have a lot of money yourself, or you've got to be incredibly well connected and know people who have money who can help you afford these things. So Peter McKay is a lawyer, but obviously he didn't have enough money to pay that off. So the interesting thing is like it shows that only certain people in certain socioeconomic positions with certain networks are ever going to be prime minister.
Right. Yeah. That's faulty as fuck. I don't think I like that.
No, exactly. Exactly.
You got to be rich to be PM.
Exactly. So people who helped him fundraise to pay off his debt were like Stephen Harper, Brian Mulroney, Pierre Poilievre, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith, Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston, former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, and celebrated country singer George Canyon all helped him pay the debt off.
Aw, that's sweet. It's nice.
Yeah. But apparently he says he's not bitter. He's disappointed that he lost. He said he's focused on moving forward and not on whether he missed a shot as prime minister. Do I regret ever having a chance to run for the top job? He said, I'm not going to let that be something that defines me. So
there you go, buddy.
the silver lining is
there's always a silver lining.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have. The silver lining is he's got to spend more time with his wife and kids.
I'm sorry for them, but that's all right. That's the price you pay.
Exactly. Who's this conservative MP in our house all the time? Who's your dad?
So there's got to be something very unpatriotic, not unpatriotic, what's the word I'm looking for?
Canadian?
Undemocratic. You should be able to vote in whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
right.
But only certain people are ever going to be able to go, I can commit to this without having crushing debt for the rest of my life.
I guess. Yeah. It's just, yeah. I don't
know. Do it, run for it, and just declare bankruptcy.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay.
There you go.
Hey, there's your advice, people. Run for prime minister and declare bankruptcy immediately.
You've either got to be rich and well connected or not worried about having a credit rating.
Or poor and don't give a fuck.
I vote for that person. It's the kind of person
I'm Jesse and I'm poor and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care how many leadership debts I acquire. I'm never going to pay them. I'll just change my address.
And that's what I tell all my debtors immediately after taking money from them. And beforehand.
And I change one letter in my name. So anyway, so that's that interesting fact that if you want to be prime minister, have deep pockets, or friends who have deep pockets or something.
Gotta say, this was an interesting episode, but not a mind-blowing episode. We haven't had a mind-blowing episode in a long time. When people ask me to listen to the show, and they ask me, or when I ask them, when I tell people about the show, and they ask me what episode I would recommend, I bring them back to like Clowns versus Firefighters Gang War in Toronto, which is one of my favorite episodes. But that was a long time ago. I got to keep your feet to the fire, man. You're just teaching me about politics now. This is just like regular old fucking politics. I feel like I'm going to night school.
Good.
It was interesting. But it wasn't mind blowing.
I'm glad.
Come on, man. Up your game, Reese.
I work hard at these episodes. They got some great ones coming up.
All right, you better fucking
with titles such as The Housing Theory of Everything.
All right.
We're going to do some controversial topics that might lead to getting hate mail.
Oh, good. I like
and maybe even some death threats.
Ooh, all right.
That'd be nice.
What else is coming up?
How fundamentalist Christians are trying to seize power in some parts of Canada.
That sounds interesting. Not crazy though, but interesting.
Houses.
You said houses before, so two houses, two more housing episodes. All right.
Corruption. Death. Lots of death.
Death. All right.
Yeah.
I can get down with death.
Yeah.
Our murder, Canadian Politics' murder trilogy did really well. Really well. Thank you all for listening.
Well, what about there's going to be an episode soon about an island in Montreal where there are 5,000 Irish people buried.
Oh my God. Let's do that one. What? Yeah. That sounds all right. It doesn't sound crazy unless there's
not under nice circumstances.
Can you find like a ghost story involved with that, or like something juicy? Because that could just be a really sad statistical episode as well.
There's an episode I've got. It just says war cake. I don't know what that sounds good.
You have an episode title written down called War Cake, and you forgot what it's about.
I got the notes there. I'm just skimming. So
War Cake. Okay.
War Cake.
Oh, you know what? I got to say, one of our recent episodes about Moose Jaw, sex, corruption, and secret tunnels. That was a really good episode. I like that one a lot.
Good. There you go. Yeah. Cool. So Canadian politics is boring.com, where there's more fun. There's even some interactive games where you can throw muffins in Jesse's mouth.
There are not. Are there? I haven't been to the website in a while. Or you can throw what into my mouth?
Muffins.
Muffins. I love them.
Maybe even win a prize or a discount code for a t-shirt. It doesn't exist, but I wish it did.
Send us a speak pipe. Let us know what you thought of today's mediocre episode, people. Speakpipe.
Or if you design online games, help us design this game.
Where you can throw a muffin into my mouth and people will actually have a reason to visit our website.
Help Jesse wake up to record an episode by feeding him muffins while Reese waits on the side.
That'd be great. Yeah.
And every day, now and again, I rush off across the screen to take a pie out of the oven.
Yeah, if you make games, we'll take it from you and
Perfect.
pat you on the head and thank you for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Great news, everyone.
Go.
Okay.
That was
See you
fun.
soon.
Yay. Bye.
I'm gonna end the recording.
We're going to go eat the pie.